Well, hello, Capricorn. Thank you guys so much for coming back to my channel. If you are new, hello, I am Yasmin. If you have not already, please like and subscribe. Capricorn, let's get in here, guys. We're going to go ahead and get started with the reading. Of course, you guys already know we're going to be using different decks. We're going to see what's going to come out here for you. We're not going to target anything. Whatever you need to know is what we're going to be talking about. That's just what we're going to be doing today. So let's see what is going to come out here for Capricorn. Let me say hello to some of you folks in the comment section. You guys already know when I say your name, a lot of your energy is going to come out. Of course, this is like going to be for other people too. Local Teen Titan guy. Hello. Hey, Courtney. Hey. Oh, that's Josette. Josette. Hey. Josette, you change your YouTube name so often. That is hilarious. All right, let's go ahead. Let's get into the reading. This is for Capricorn. Let's see what's going to come out. What does Capricorn need to know? And we can start wherever they want you to know. That's what we're going to find out. Ooh. You have a Phoenix coming out here. First card is a Phoenix. Now, this is crazy because this is letting me know that something major happened that you don't even feel. Maybe you feel lucky to be alive. Maybe you feel lucky to be where you are. This Phoenix energy coming out first, that's crazy. Maybe you're still, getting over grieving someone who's not around, who hasn't been around, or maybe there was a relationship that you were in that you're no longer in. I'm telling you, emotionally, this looks like it was something really major happened to you. Okay. I don't think I've ever done a reading like this for you ever, especially it coming out such a heavy read. Oh, I'm so sorry, Josette. So, and I told you, didn't I say? I'm like, hey, I'm going to be picking up on your energy. We're going to look at this though in a more positive light, right? Like, of course, the universe actually recognizes your pain and the things that you've went through. But what does this card really mean? It says this is a complete renewal. Okay, an overhaul, meaning you're not going to be feeling the way that you feel or the way that you've been feeling. No, this is going to change. That is part of the transformation because anything dealing with a death is a transformative energy. Okay, this is that down and out. You guys have been down and out. You have not been feeling confident in your life. And 2 + 5 is 7, especially if it has something to do with your relationships. I really do believe it. Some of you guys were in long-term relationships and it just did not work out. Interesting that that's the first card that's showing for you. Now, of course, we know death can happen in many ways. And this is the reason why I said there are people around that's not around. And it may have caught you off guard, took you by surprise. Like I said before, emotionally, some of you guys are still trying to heal from that. But that is what's coming out. We're going to keep going. We're going to see. Let's see what else is coming out here for Capricorn. Oh, wow. Wow. Yeah, look at that. Look at this. And then look at what's at the bottom of the deck. You got a 4 here. So you have mountain, which says obstacles, problems, barriers, interruptions, delays. That's what has been happening. So if you look at the card before it, it talks about, well, what was happening that caused this like whole issue? Well, it was because there was just so many problems that you were having. And it was just way over your head. You were having problems with your home, problems with your family, problems with your work and career, problems with boundaries, problems with structures and money or whatever, right? Those are the issues that you were having. And so the Phoenix is saying those issues right there that you guys have been experiencing, that is what you're about to rise above from. That's what's going to change. You know how sometimes you can go through so much, you can almost like it almost feels like you're watching everyone else living their life, whether you're driving in your car and you're looking out the window, or whether you're in your home and you're looking out the window and you're seeing everyone else live their life and you just feel so isolated from the world. That's another card here. That's another meaning for mountain. A lot of you guys don't even feel like normal human activities, especially if you have experienced things that have completely pulled you away from happiness, joy, and I would say anything that would be sweet, the sweetness of life. A lot of you have not been feeling that way. And 2 plus 1 is 3, which means scattered energy. There's been things that have been pulling you apart. There has been people who have been getting in your way of the things that you've been wanting, whether it's coworkers, whether it's family, whether it was other people getting in your business with love or trying to take your love away from you. Some of you, part of the change that you're experiencing is that now there's going to be a change in the home and someone is going to be leaving the home, or someone has been leaving a home, or if it hasn't happened, that will happen. You feel alone in your own home with people that you share it with, that type of thing. And so that's the reason why this reading is very important, because now the universe has a message for you. You're not going to be in this place forever. And a lot of you keep secrets in. You don't express yourself. You don't tell people because of your pride. You need to talk to somebody. Okay. So I see a lot of things that you've been holding in. And I'm telling you, I feel like that is the reason why you've been breaking down. But I definitely see that here. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. Capricorn. One of the strongest signs that I know are Capricorns. And I know a lot of people are like, oh, well, it's Taurus. I have my opinions about every sign, and Capricorns are always the strongest to me. You guys are the strongest. Now, I know you don't want to be always strong, right? You want to have that someone that you can rely on, so you can be vulnerable with. You don't want to be Superman all the time, Superwoman, right? But you are truly the strongest. And sometimes, you have to hold things to yourself. You have to, pretend, because you don't want people to know your business, or you don't want to look weak. Okay. Let's go ahead. Let's see what's happening. Let's see what's happening outside of you. This is for Capricorn. Let's see. Ooh, you got 2 cards that talks about rising up. Now, this is going to be the title of this video. I have to make sure I remember. Rising up, rising up, rising above. And again, like I say, the reason why that is so good is because you guys have had problems, baby. It is sitting in your position. You are experiencing some problems. And like I said before, the Phoenix is bringing somebody all the way down to the grave. That's the only way you're going to have ashes, right? It's bringing you all the way down to hell. You can't even say that you didn't experience it, because the Phoenix talks about that's where it came from. It came from the depths of hell. And a lot of you have experienced that, or some of you are experiencing that right now. And this is the reason why the message is so important. Because again, you're not happy. You don't want to be around people when you are experiencing hellish situations. This is the reason why it says you are rising above. Changes are occurring here with Falcon. Okay. I love it. Now, let me tell you another thing that I'm actually seeing here with the Falcon. Remember, this card actually talked about isolation and feeling alone. Do you know the next card talked about you being with people? I promise you. 2 talks about partnership. 2 here again. And then you had Milky Way that talks about what? Friends, associates, going out, enjoying yourself, right? This is talking about being more sociable, having communities that you could be a part of. It's the remedy to the problem that you're experiencing, which is isolation or not feeling supported. That is the remedy to it. And a lot of y'all are like, oh, no, I don't know about that. Because Capricorns, one thing about y'all, a lot of y'all are, and this is what I see with most signs, but Capricorn has this down to the T. You guys are very much so kept to yourself. You keep everything close to your chest. And I feel like you're gonna feel good about being able to get out and do things and enjoy yourself without feeling guilty, because you feel like you should be doing something else, right? Or maybe you don't even feel like you should be having a good time because, oh, if I'm having a good time, that means something bad is going to happen. I even see that in this reading too. You always are expecting something to interrupt your good times. I'm going to go ahead and talk about some things that I'm seeing even with your money. I don't really see Capricorns having bad money problems too much. I always say that. However, we know that not all Capricorns have good money readings. We know that. That's just not a reality. So if we're looking at this reading in a standpoint of rising above, even financially, I feel like there is something that you guys are going to be doing. I feel like there was places that you wanted to go. So we're looking at rising above. So this is like the head of something. This is like, I've been trying to get this position. One thing about Capricorns, they don't want to stay in one particular spot. You know, you guys like to be challenged. You don't want to always just be an associate. You want to be the person that's going to be the supervisor or the lead of something. Like, you guys have to grow. And if there were barriers or something that was standing in the way of you getting to that place, that is going to be removed. And it could be through somebody, by the way, especially with this Milky Way. Oh yeah, that could be through what is it called? Networking is on here, but that's like recommendations or referrals, because you're going to actually get to a place that you really want to go. Again, it is your vision. It's what you're reaching for, what you're actually going to be getting to, whatever it is that you envision. Here with Milky Way, it talks about expansion and connections. If you have your own business or something like that, this is more exposure, okay? You are actually going somewhere. Let's get your last card, and then we're going to get into the tarot. This is for Capricorn. Boom. You cannot make it up. What does that say? Leap of faith, easy going. Don't worry. Moving on. Prosperity, a change in direction. It says a sun, luck, and then you had abundance. How else are you going to rise above? That means that this was meant to happen. You had luck at the bottom of the deck. That means Jupiter is doing something in your chart. You guys already know that Jupiter is going to be moving into Cancer, which is the opposite sign of you, by the way. Doesn't always have to be bad. A lot of you are going to end up experiencing this lucky thing before Jupiter even enters into Cancer in June. But we're going to go ahead and talk about what this means to you. It says, yes, the time has come. And that is the opposite of delays. That is the opposite of blocks and waiting. Let's get to it. Now, we're going to go ahead and start with this Phoenix. Whatever is in reverse is meant to be in reverse. You guys already know I read upright. But let's see what this is all about. This is going to be for Capricorn. Let's see. Ooh, that landed on me. 4 of Wands in the reverse. Makes sense. It is a home without a home. It is a home that's not a home. I think we talked about that earlier, didn't we? Remember, we saw home at the bottom of the deck. Ain't that crazy? I literally said it, right? Oh, there's definitely going to be changes in your home area. And that could be for some of you, your children is going off to college. It doesn't have to be anything like, oh, it doesn't have to be like that. Some of you guys, your children are literally getting a higher education, people outside of you. It's bittersweet. Oh, this is my child, been with them forever, and now they're going to be out of the house, But for others, for some of you, like I said before, this is feeling unwelcome in your own home by someone that you share your home with, or you don't like where you live. You don't like your neighbors, okay? Like I said before, 2 + 1 is 3. That talks about your neighbors, friends, family, sometimes siblings. You want to move. Here it is again with the 4 of Wands in reverse, and we were talking about money. And money and 4 of Wands in reverse is the lack of stability. It's the instability when we're talking about finances. So you see the reason why it says that there needs to be a change. And regardless of whether it has something to do with a home or money or, dealing with a romantic partner, let's talk about that, not just someone that you're living with, right? Or it's about a romantic partner that has not been giving, or a romantic partner that has not been pulling through with their promises. All of those things, that is going to change. And for some of you, it's going to be pretty major, because if you live with somebody and that's showing up, and you're like, man, do I have to really pack my bags? Like, we even bought this house. Okay. But remember, the 4 is in the upright, which means regardless of what you're feeling, it goes right in harmony with that Phoenix card. You're going to rise above. Things are going to get more stable and grounded for you. Money that you've been needing, whether it's with a new work and career opportunity, opportunity. Whether it's with a job opportunity or something like that, you will be getting that. Now let's see what the problem is here with the mountain. Let's see. This is for Capricorn. This is for Capricorn. You have my goodness, you have the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. Remember the card talked about luck. Well, the Wheel of Fortune in reverse is what? Bad luck. A lot of you, like I said before, you have to be in hellish conditions. You actually have to believe it. That means what you're experiencing is making you feel that you are in hellish conditions. That means you do not feel lucky. That means that you feel like there's a lot of things that are getting in your way. Any blocks are resistance, whether it is a person, whether it is a situation or whatever. You've been constantly feeling this. You've been wanting change, but you haven't been able to change. This is what some people feel like they're cursed. You know how you come across some people that are like, I just gotta be, because ain't nothing going good for me. Ain't nothing going good. Because remember, the fortune is in reverse. But everything is on the upright, right? So your luck is about to change, which is exactly what we see here on this card. Change 5, number 5, with the grasshopper says what? Moving on from that problem, a change is coming, a new direction, prosperity. Don't worry. It is easier said than done when you are experiencing hellish conditions. When you are experiencing hellish conditions, it is so much easier said than done. But when you actually see it in the cards, that means that, yes, the universe sees what you've been experiencing. So let me turn this bad luck into good luck. That's why I said you are a person driving in a car looking out the window, a person sitting in the house looking out the window. Everybody else is living life except for you because you feel like the outcast. Where is God's light on me? This is where you guys have been. And so that even is turned the upright. And so a change is coming for the better for you. Now, this is where everything starts. Look, change for the better. And then your last 2 cards says the better. Now, the next card here says there's going to be changes. Again, you're going to be reaching your highest potential here with Falcon. Okay, you're going to be, going to your focusing on your higher self, right? All your far-reaching goals that you thought that you would never be able to achieve, you are going to be able to achieve it here with Falcon. Let's get it. Let's get to Falcon here for Capricorn. Let's see what's coming out here for Capricorn. King of Wands in the reverse. This is a lack of motivation. By the way, it's upright, by the way. Oh, I love it. Oh, this is so good. But let's talk about it, right? Because the reversal talks about things and people that you have been coming across now. If we're saying that you are rising above, there's been people who have been so vicious towards you. There's been people who have been trying to overpower you in some way, shape, or form. In relationships, there have been people who are domineering. And I hate that when I say that word, that people automatically think that it's the divine masculine. Baby, that happens with divine feminines all the time. They want to control. They're just as domineering as the divine masculine, if that's what you think. There are people who are trying to control you because of your good nature. It's the opposite of what we think, right? It's whoever. Anyone can have masculine energy. But these are the people that you have been coming across. Someone forcing their will on you, or what they feel that, they want the relationship to go, and you are going to accept it. And sometimes that's even your own family, whether it's your baby daddy, whether it's your father, whether it's your mother or your siblings. A lot of you have been experiencing that. And so the King of Wands is saying, okay, now I see what you're doing. Because if you're far above the ground, you can always see the strategy, right? That means you don't have to jump at everything that somebody does. And so the King of Wands takes an action, takes initiative, and you don't fall for the prey. Because again, here with the Phoenix, you're not about that anymore. The universe is trying to transform everything. Even a part of the way you think is going to be changed. And now you're standing tall. Now you have confidence here with this King of Wands. You're taking control of your life. But I mean, I'm just gonna be honest. I already can tell that a lot of you have been taken advantage of because you didn't stand up for yourself. And I'm not saying that it's your fault. I'm saying that this is what the universe has been always trying to get you to do. It is a lesson. This is part of your good nature. This is what it is. That easygoing. Look at this. Easygoing spirit. Look at that. Too easygoing. Spirit is like, that's what needs to change. Let's get this fall. Let's get this full moon, fall full moon. The time has come here for Capricorn. The time has come. Wow, I'm taking it. I'm taking it. You guys have the 10 of Pentacles in the upright and the 7 of Swords in the upright. I just said strategy. Isn't that interesting? That's planning. That's strategic movement. And I'm not saying that it has to be, all of whatever, some people have to think of like the weirdest ways, the worst things. No, sometimes it's just people that's manipulative. You got to get away from people who are manipulative, whether this is family or not. Whoever you consider to be family. Who are you thinking about when I say that? Is it someone that you have a family with? Or is it someone that you were born into? Okay. This is you. Okay. You do have people around you that you're going to have to look out for, especially if they're within your family or if they're people that you cannot get rid of. Unfortunately, you share a child with this person. They are there. That means you are going to have to change the way that you move. It says, do not be a fool any longer. Here with the Fool card in reverse. Stop being unprepared. That's exactly what this card is saying. A new beginning is going to happen for a lot of you. In order for you to achieve your goals, you have to take classes, you have to get some certificates, you have to finish college, you have to finish your master's. We talked about the opportunities. There's going to be new jobs coming in here for you. You may have to study up on new jobs. You may have to take AI classes. There may be things that you may have to do in order to get those jobs. You got to start doing things differently is what the 7 of Swords is basically saying in order to get the abundance that you are wanting. You can't be doing the same thing. We're moving into a different time. You are ruled by Uranus. Uranus says you got to keep up with me. I am the planet of technology. I'm the innovator. And you have to innovate, right? Is that the word? Okay. In order to get this. And I definitely see that that's what you're going to do. I want you guys to notice that the last 2 cards here are both the Fool cards, because this both talks about what? Taking a leap of faith. Do you think that was by coincidence? Here it says leap of faith, leap of faith. That means you're about to do something. And it's a last minute decision, by the way, just in case you didn't know. This is something that you do not expect. Okay. This is like, oh man, I didn't expect that I was supposed to be doing that. Oh, I didn't even think that I would be in this position. And then boom, you have to make some type of decisive action. And it is going to pull you in a different direction, like that grasshopper said. Now, I haven't used this deck in a very long time, and we're going to go ahead and use it. We're going to see what's going to come out here for you, Capricorn. We're going to get 3 cards. Let's see. This is for Capricorn. Thank you. Okay. I want to show you the bottom of the deck first. I want to show you this. The Alchemist. Projects and investments will prosper. Keep fighting and you will have victory. You have the ability to dominate others. Crazy. Didn't I just talk about you guys are going to take back control? Now, we're not saying dominating in that negative way, right? It means that no one will have power over you any longer. And this is also succeeding in whatever it is financially. And I can see it. I can see it from a mile away because I do see some big money coming up in here. Don't know how it's going to be. It's going to be something new from what I feel. But there you go. Okay. Now, let's see what else. Ooh, okay. Well, for some of you, there's definitely going to be some type of cosmetic procedure or changes in your appearance, from what I see. Not just changes in your home, but changes in your appearance. Okay. This doesn't have to be anything drastic. I do feel like some of you guys may get some type of, facelift. It could be, that's a little drastic, right? But, this could be something like injections, or you may, start getting peels or chemical peels, for the divine masculines. There's going to be some things that you may even do as well. But this is something I want you guys to know. It says, allow yourself to be more authentic. And it says, and differentiate your internal motives and your external influences. Do not allow anybody to make you feel like you must change who you are to satisfy them. If there's changes you want to make, just let it be because of you, not because of other people. But I do see that you're going to be making some changes, so it doesn't matter why. I feel like it's a little bit of both. Okay. And part of that could be that leap of faith. You're like, shit, should I go ahead? Because it actually says it here with the transformation card. Oh, yeah, a lot of you are going to be looking different. And this could be losing weight, exercising. I do see that. Home gyms or something like that. Yoga. I do feel like you're going to be experiencing or doing something in that way. Here, your card says, through the darkness is the potential for the transformation of your life into more than you ever thought possible. Here it is again, another confirmation that there's about to be a lot of change, things that you really didn't think that was going to happen for you. That's the hell that you've been experiencing. The last card. This is so funny. The chameleon. Now, remember I said that you guys have this thing where you can not necessarily blend in, but you kind of keep to yourself, right? You kind of hold things close to your chest, right? That's what you see, how she's just like kind of like blending in. This is what this says. You have the ability to mold and reinvent yourself to whatever you want, to whatever situation dictates that will give you the huge advantage, rising above. Y'all got this in the bag. I think that you guys just need to hear that, because I feel like your circumstances or situations that you've been experiencing literally has caused you to feel in some way, shape, or form that you are not thebomb.com. That is the total opposite of any Capricorn that I have read for. You guys are extremely diligent workers. You guys are really, really smart. Okay. Very calm and collected most of the time. I have never came across a hot-headed Capricorn. I'm not saying that they're not out there. I just haven't come across that. And I feel that, you guys are being rewarded, especially with this Jupiter energy when it talked about luck. You guys are about to be rewarded for the things that you guys have suffered. Okay. If you guys are interested in a reading, all the information is down below. I didn't talk about your chart too much in this reading. I feel like this is mostly like a spiritual message that you guys need to hear. Some of the numerology that I see more than anything in this reading is definitely house number 2, which is Venus ruled, which is a Taurus energy, comfortability, love, and pleasure is what I'm saying. And beauty, interesting, beauty, change of the appearance, that type of stuff. That's what I'm seeing mostly happening for you in this reading. And you guys, please tell me what that means for you down in the comment section. Thank you guys so much. If you're interested in reading, all the information is down below. I love you guys. And if you have Virgo, Sagittarius, or Taurus in the chart, I will be doing them next. Love you guys. Talk to you later. Bye.